Data protection. Okay, so ever since GDPR came to the existence by 2018, okay, so there had been CCPA that predates the GDPR by 6 months. And if you actually look at the Malaysian PDPA, okay, so that is on 2010, okay, 8 years even before the GDPR was introduced, okay, the Malaysians introduced the Data Protection Act, okay. Now, data protection had become an act and everybody started following it. Okay, it was followed by Sadaya, India introduced DPTP. All these things were fine until 2022 when Chat GPT changed the world looking at the artificial intelligence. It was actually called as an evolution. AI is an evolution. Like how electricity is an evolution, steam engine is an evolution, artificial intelligence is an evolution. Now, artificial intelligence is changing the way the IT is actually working. Okay, the proliferation is tremendous. Everybody start getting out the artificial intelligence, either by augmenting the existing team with the Gen AI tool, or resorting to what is called as an AI agents, okay, to automate. And what eventually happened was the positions that were held by various people. Let's say the project managers need to have an AI knowledge. Okay, the information security guys need to have an AI knowledge. Data protection guys need to have an AI knowledge. Okay, now this video is to see because we have a training on certified AI data protection officer. Now, the data protection officer who had been there so far need to understand there are a few challenges, okay, with respect to the AI. Okay, that's why we always say we need an AI data protection officer. I'll share the screen. We'll just see what are the things that are actually required for to be a what are the challenges that are there with respect to the data protection because of artificial intelligence. Data minimization conflict. Okay, now, the if you look at the large language model, it has been trained on tremendous data sets. Okay, but we have what is called as a minimization or limitation. Okay, minimization basically. Okay, to on the data protection, you need to collect the information which is only required for you to process. Okay, but if you look at the large language models, they have been trained on the vast data sets. Okay, that's number one. None, and also if you want to have a large language model to work on the data sets, okay, which are required for informing the people about certain activity. Okay, let's say retail, B2C, etc. Then we need to definitely train them on the PII. Okay, and the large data set training on the LLM. Okay, it's going to violate the data minimization principles of the GDPR. Okay, lack of transparency. Now in the we have the AL, ML, and then DL. ML is actually okay. So we have the transparency, explainability, everything exists on the machine learning. But moment it comes to the deep learning, okay, it introduces a concept actually called the opacity, which leads to a black box problem. No, the European Union AI Act has got the explainability as one of the requirements. Okay, it's not as easy as what we actually say about the explainability. Okay, there are tools. Okay, for the explainability, that's fine, but the black box problem is anyway introduced because of lack of transparency. Transparency is one of the requirement for the governance as well as the GDPR. Okay, now algorithms are often opaque. Okay, now informed consent hurdles. Okay, now this comes under the use of artificial intelligence comes under what is called as the innovative technology under the GDPR. You need to inform people that the artificial intelligence is being used while the data is collected. So informed consent is what you need to have. Now the people don't understand. Okay, when the data is actually collected, how it's going to get used in the AI. Okay, now it becomes a pretty unpredictable nature even when we are going to adopt to an AI. Okay, even the producer or not the producer, even the service provider, okay, who's using the AI application, okay, does not completely understand, okay, how it's actually going to work. If he understands the way it works, then he can explain it. Okay, that resolves the problem of the opacity or the black box problem, but it doesn't work that way. Okay, now purpose creep. Data collected for one particular purpose could be used for a different purpose. This is against the GDPR. Okay, now we collect the data, we train, we train the algorithm or the model using the data set, and data that is such collected could be used for the retraining purposes. Okay, now the model, there are a lot of occasions where the retraining is actually done. Okay, retraining could be done for a different purpose. The data set is already sought. So every time, okay, we cannot go and get a consent. Okay, there could be a purpose creep with respect to the data set containing the PIM. Algorithmic bias and discrimination. If the training data contain the human biases, AI can automate and simply amplify the discrimination in the sensitive areas like hiring, lending, and then healthcare. Okay, the bias that happens in AI could be could be because of different reasons. Algorithmic bias is one, and the bias as a part of the data set is one. Okay, bias is a part of the there's a cognitive bias, there's a historical bias, automotive bias, autonomous bias. Sorry, it's not automatic, autonomous bias. So many biases are there in AI. Now, even the GDPR, this is called a special category. If you're going to correct the race, ethnicity, or the religious inclination, all these things becomes a special category. Now, if you're going to collect it as a part of the data collection, as going to be a part of the data set, there could be a possibility that it could be pay away to the bias to be introduced. Okay, de-identification risk. Okay, the anonymization is one of the techniques by which the GDPR hides the identity of an individual. But with the advancement in AI, okay, there could be a possibility that the de-identification could be possible. Okay, now next one is the major one. It's called right to be forgotten. Now, if you if you look at the GDPR, the data subject is going to say that okay, I don't want you to have my data with you. Okay, without the AI, okay, in the age without an AI, I can delete the data from the data set. Okay, but in AI, the model learns from the data set. Okay, the model has the intelligence about the individual. Okay, now even if the individuals are going to force the right to be forgotten. Okay, now we can delete it from the data set. Okay, but we have to remove that particular learning from the model. Okay, this is actually will lead to what is called the model disgorgement. Okay, and next is the automated decision making risk. AI system making the critical life decision like credit scoring, job filtering without the human oversight can lead to a lack of accountability and limited recourse of the individual. Okay, affected individual, data leakage, and security vulnerability. There's something called the model inference attack. Okay, the model learns from the data set. It has the data about an individual, even if you're going to delete from the data set. This could lead to what is called the data leakage. Okay, now the privacy without the AI has been more concerned only about the data set. With the AI, the model is also in the picture. It adds on to the complexity. The last one, regulatory gaps. The AI is changing very often. The pace by which the AI is getting developed. Okay, in fact, 2 weeks back, okay, the when all the leaders met in Switzerland, they also spoke about the agentic AI governance. Okay, the agentic AI, the proliferation had been there in the last 2 years. It had become a topic for the discussion. Okay, when all the world leaders met in Switzerland. Okay, so it is taking the world in a different direction. The rapid advancement of the AI, okay, is requiring a rapid regulation or changes or amendment to the regulation. This could also lead to regulatory gaps. Okay, that's why we say the data protection officer is actually good, but the data protection officer without the knowledge of AI will never survive in the industry. He needs to have it. So join us for the certified AI data protection officer course. We'll handhold you, okay, from zero to hero. Thank you very much. And mail us on training at the rate ISSS.org.uk to check out for the next schedule for certified AI data protection officer. Cheers. Then.